spent the last 2 years calling Jordan Love a bum, right?
Could be a crackhead or got hold to the wrong stuff.
He was number 34 on the top 100 last year. Obviously, this year everybody was talking about how he took a huge step back, right? Battling with the 3 injuries. They typically, the people who say he took a huge step back don't like to mention the knee injury, the elbow injury, as well as the groin injury. But bang, the players voted him number 68 on the top 100 list here for going into 2025. I don't know how you can be a bum and there only be 67 other people on the face of the planet that's considered a better football player than you by your peers. I want to get your all's initial reaction. Do you feel like that's too high, too low? How do y'all feel about it? We'll start with you, Jacob. What do you think about him coming in at number 68?
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like that's fair, honestly. With the kind of turbulent start that Jordan Love has had to his Packer career, we've seen a lot of highs, we've seen some lows, and we've seen a lot of mediocre. I think that what they see in this list here is that he has potential. He has a ceiling that I think is untapped, and I think we're going to see it this year.
Go ahead, Tim.
J Money, number 10. He only throws dimes. I've said it before. I think this is fair for right now. I would think by this time next year, this list comes out, he's probably well inside the top 50, maybe top 40. But I agree with Jacob, man. I think this is pretty accurate for right now where he's at in his career.
Yeah. Jim H in the chat says Love is top 5. All right. And again, I'm not quite there with him being considered top 5. I love the enthusiasm around it there, Jim. Like, I hope you're correct. I hope he's top 3. I hope he's the best in the league. The back half of 2023, we've talked about it a lot. And that span, I don't think anybody played better football than him those last 8 to 9 games of the season, right? Now, the step back last year, obviously, us following the Packers pretty closely, it's the injuries that played a huge role in how they had to operate the offense and how often he could go under center and run play action and all those things. So really, really excited to see where he falls. If I had to put him somewhere right now, I would definitely say top 10 would be the range I would put him in. But I don't think it would take much in terms of him getting back to where he was at the end of 2023 before people were talking about him in the top 3 or top 5 for sure. Let's look at some of the other numbers outside of the ranking there. So PFF ranks him 20th in terms of their offensive grade, right? They gave him a 75.8. Now you look at that and go, okay, that seems, significantly lower. When you look at the names on this list, I think a lot of the names above him are better quarterbacks than him, and they're probably going to be on the top 100 list. But there's a few on here that I would say probably won't make the top 100. Nonetheless, you got Lamar Jackson 1, Joe Burrow 2, Josh Allen 3, Justin Herbert 4, Jaden Daniels 5, Baker Mayfield 6, Derek Carr 7. Right. So the fact that they think Derek Carr was the 7th highest graded quarterback in the league, pretty mind-boggling to me, to be honest with you. Patrick Mahomes 8, Geno Smith 9. Right. Brock Purdy 10, Kyler Murray 11, Jalen Hurts 12, Sam Darnold 13, CJ Stroud 14, Russell Wilson 15, right?
Who?
Jared Goff 16, Bo Nix 17, Aaron Rodgers 18, Trevor Lawrence 19, and then of course Jordan Love in the 20 spot. Now, how you can be ranked the 20th best quarterback, and then let me read off some of these numbers to you. He was 12th in passer rating, which you guys know. I think that's a pretty good gauge on how efficient a quarterback is, right? A lot of things go into play there. Protecting the football in terms of the touchdown to interception ratio, a lot of different metrics that go into that kind of gives you just a broad look at how good a quarterback is. He finished with a 96.7 passer rating. Above him on that list is only Jaden Daniels, Derek Carr, Tua Tagovailoa, Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Lamar Jackson. Notice Russell Wilson had a lower passer rating there than Jordan Love on that list. Kyler Murray as well, So when you even Pat Mahomes finished with a 93.5, right? So I don't know. Does that make sense, guys? It just feels like PFF is quite a bit lower on Jordan Love than some of the other metrics would suggest.
I agree. Can you scroll back up to the first list here, the main list? Because the thing that stands out to me is, I'm sorry, but like no day of the week, no planet in the solar system am I taking Trevor Lawrence over Jordan Love. It's just not happening. I'm not taking Bo Nix over Jordan Love. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right. At least to this point, right?
To this point, yeah. I mean, there's a handful of other names on this list that are astoundingly high ranked that it's kind of shocking, honestly. So I think this is primed for Jordan Love to come out and have the kind of year that puts him in the top 10 when we look at this next year, and we see this list going into the 2026 season. So again, a little unfair, but par for the course, I think, for Jordan to be hanging around that top 18 to 20 range based on PFS numbers, whatever the hell those are, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. And I want to give a shout out to Greg in the chat who became a member here on there it is. All right, Greg in the chat became a member on YouTube, so we'll make sure you're entered into the giveaways. Anybody who's a YouTube member or a member of our Patreon group, appreciate you, Greg. Thank you for supporting the channel. Moving along to another statistic, EPA per dropback, Jacob. Right, expected points added per dropback, one of those advanced metrics. He finished 13th there, so that 13th obviously a lot closer to that 12th in passer rating than the 20th, grade ranking according to PFF. But nonetheless, he finished 13th in EPA per dropback. Jordan Love did, and that was actually a stat that fell in at a plus 0.07. Battling those three injuries, still having a positive EPA per dropback, ranking you 13th in the league. Pretty impressive. You'd like to think him being healthy, probably top 10's a slam dunk.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw a chat. Let's see, Coach Len. No, not that one. Am I delayed?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Jacob. You're good, man.
Yeah, I mean, like Tim kind of said, you look at the groupings around him, and certain players, I believe, just Jordan Love is just head and shoulders above them. I really do think that he's going to take a step, and the biggest thing is the injuries. I mean, this guy has played through so many injuries that, and I know it's the old adage, when healthy. I hate that term. Everybody hates that term, but the thing is that Jordan Love, just when he's firing, he is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, completely agree. So, with that being said, moving on to now yards per pass attempt, 5th in yards per pass attempt. And this is kind of that, how dangerous is a quarterback, right? Every time they drop back and throw the football, what are they averaging? Now, again, it doesn't mean they're completing every pass. Obviously, this is just you take all of the attempts, right? And then you get all of the yards and you average it out. He's averaging 8 yards per pass attempt this season. Really, really impressive there, guys. That puts him 5th best in the league. Tim, the only people above him in this statistic he's actually tied for 4th when you think about it. Jalen Hurts at number 4, Brock Purdy 3, Jared Goff 2, and then, of course, Lamar Jackson in 1st there. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, was, 4 spots below, really 5 spots below Jordan Love on this list, man. Yeah,
man. This is the company I like to see him in, right? You see some elite talent here. He's in good company. I don't see Fabio on this list. You guys see Fabio on this list? So I'm just, I love it. Tied for 4th with the guy that just helped his team win a Super Bowl. I'll take it. I think Jordan's right on track, man.
Yeah, he did make the list, Tim. He's 17th, actually.
Oh, 17th, way down there. There he is.
So again, when you look at some of the other statistics that we feel like is important when it comes to talking about the quarterback position, he was 5th in yards per pass attempt. And get ready to go, Jacob. We'll try to time up this delay here, man. 5th in yards per pass attempt. We got 13th in EPA per dropback, 12th in passer rating, but PFF graded him out as the 20th best quarterback. Anything else you want to add to the Jordan Love talk there, Jacob?
Maybe just a little bit. Ryan's podcast today, he talked about Jalen Hurts and how the big media, like the ESPN, is talking about how he's so underrated because he was ranked, I believe, like 9th or something like that on some sort of list that the coaches and analysts came out with. And he did a really good job of breaking down that sometimes wins gets overshadowed. Super Bowls get overshadowed. Pro Bowls, or I should say maybe they put too much stock into those things. And you take a quarterback like Jordan Love, and if you just put him on a certain team, like let's put him on the Eagles, and then he made the point, let's put Jalen Hurts on the Packers. Do you think that Jalen Hurts is going to have the same type of success? Because I don't. I think that Jordan Love would have much more success in Philadelphia just because he kind of got training wheels on him for what they ask him to do as a quarterback. So, these numbers need to be taken with a grain of salt. I would argue.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Anything else on it, Tim? We good?
No, I think we're good. I like that graphic right there. Shout out to the Packers graphic design team, man. That's phenomenal. Love it.
Which by the way, I seen some people in the chat talk. I think it was Coach Lynn talking about the new locker room looks sick.
Oh,
Did you guys see that video the Packers posted, Jacob?
Yeah, you pull up my Twitter if you can, Clay. I said it's going to look real nice when we're hoisting that George Halas trophy on our way to bringing the Vince Lombardi trophy home. New locker room's going to look real good during that post-game interview, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's move it along. You know what? Let's which direction would y'all like to go? Do you want to go 5 camp battles heading into training camp, or would you rather talk a little projecting Zach Tom's cap allocation? What would y'all like to hit?